What's going on, everybody? It's Tom.
And it's Jamie. Welcome to the Chronicles of Podcast.
The Chronicles of 2000 Trees, 2024.
We are the Menstrual Cramps.
Body politics, policy on the air. Body politics, gender is before.
Lovely. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on here. How are all your personal Thursdays going?
Good. Sunshine.
Pretty good, yeah.
We just played our set, which was wicked.
In the sunshine as well?
Well, I mean, we
You
were
were in a tent,
inside,
but still.
But it was
su-
very sweaty.
You brought it, was it? Wow,
Yeah.
that's all you could ask for, isn't it?
Perfect.
It's one of those things, especially when you play early as well, like you kind of think, are people going to show up? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's got- you know what I mean?
That was a big thing.
Because
when
we
you
were
s-
second on our stage, so we were like, oh, and it's Thursday, so like a lot of people wouldn't have got their Wednesday tickets, you know.
Yeah.
But it was packed out. It was great.
We love that, especially with obviously with the Wednesday, and people said people come, so Thursday people are
Yeah.
fresh faced, they're ready to go. So
Yeah,
it's almost
true.
so they're going like, you're like, perfect. Where are we going first? Whereas they're not like, who's on?
Where
right.
am I?
Yeah.
Who am I?
I am hanging out of my ass. So I might go down a bit late. I'll go later. I'll have a nap. For festival shows, though, do you change your set list up compared to like a Menstrual Cramps actual show? Because obviously some people might not be so familiar with yourselves.
It's not really. I think sometimes it depends. We take out some songs which are quite like dark,
Okay.
you know, like songs about like that are like quite dark about like sexual assault and rape and stuff.
Yeah.
Because
Why?
well, not at all festivals. We gauge the vibe.
Sometimes it's more like, if it's not our crowd, we're like, people might need to hear this song here.
yeah.
Like, so yeah, I think sometimes we bring it in just like because it seems more important that people who might not normally be our like kind of fan base, and maybe
Need to hear it.
yeah.
But then sometimes if it's like, especially if it's like early or like everyone's in like a really upbeat mood,
Yeah.
then we like take it out.
Like when we played Carl's birthday party, we were like, you know what?
Yeah,
Let's have a
we're not gonna
happy
sing Yeah, it depends. Also, like at festivals, like it depends. Like we only had half an hour set today. Usually we play like 45-minute sets, so
Okay.
we had to cut quite a few songs
Fair. That's fair.
than our
The
usual
people at
set.
trees don't need to hear this today, guys. We'll just calm it down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, as a podcast, we are ambassadors for the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. Are you aware of Sophie and her story?
Yes.
There's a lot of nods. So, we're just asking people today, we're wondering, have you guys ever been treated differently because of being part of this alternative community, whether it be stereotyped for whatever reason, or whatever it may be? Have you guys ever experienced that being treated differently? Yes.
I knew
Wholeheartedly, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends because there's obviously like kind of like misogyny, but there's also a lot of like internal misogyny, and I think even as like a band that has like a female fronted, you know, it's kind of like there's only one seat at that table, and so then it makes it hard and a competition between yourselves, and the alternative scene is so small anyway, so it's kind of like pitching against each other. But then if you want to take into consideration of like, you might go to a festival where there's like an alternative stage, but not necessarily like an alternative festival like this, you know, we walk around and we'll experience, you know, people shouting at us, or sometimes you'll go on stage and they'll just be like, oh, do you know what you're doing?
Oh my
Or,
God.
you're like,
No.
so are you setting that up for your boyfriend?
Yeah,
or, you know, it's like, it's just really
Oh my God.
I am my own boyfriend.
Yeah.
I mean, also this T-shirt I'm wearing. This T-shirt we made, Trans Mullet Bitch, is from like what people say about us online, all of our hate comments. And we've got a song called Neo-Nazi, which is literally written from all of the hate comments we get online. And there was a point we were getting like thousands every day. So, yeah.
Awesome t-shirt.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I think it spans from like outright hate to just like subtle someone just assuming that you don't really know what you're doing. Like a few weeks ago I had someone explain to me how a cymbal stand worked when I was playing for my other band, and I was like, thanks. And they were like,
So like I haven't been a drummer for like
Yeah.
my whole entire life.
like, oh cool, I didn't learn that at music college, thanks for telling me.
Oh my God. Fucking hell.
It's so upsetting that it happens inside the alternative community as well. Like
Yeah.
you think, because you say it's small, we should all be there, support each other, look after each
Yeah.
other. You know, one together, whatever. You know, it's a shame it is happening.
Yeah.
But in the bigger world, like since what happened to Sophie, Do you think maybe the world's got a bit more accepting of the alternative community? Maybe it's got a little bit better now, or is it still same old?
I think it depends where you live. Like we all live in Bristol, and I think Bristol is like pretty accepting. It's pretty left wing as a city as a whole. Obviously, we just elected the Green MP in Bristol Central, so I think as a city, it's majoritively positive, and like people don't look at you weirdly. There's all different types of people in Bristol. It's very diverse. But then, for example, like AJ and Zama from Cornwall. I don't know if you want to talk about your experience growing up in Cornwall and like now when you go back.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, you know, I had like green hair and stuff, and you would definitely have a lot more looks and a lot more like jeering. I've been in bars where people have just poured pints over my head for just no reason whatsoever, just like, because what are you gonna do? You know, it's just like a normal occurrence, and you kind of get used to it, which is a horrible thing to say, but you're just kind of like, oh, or, you know, you get started on a lot, or even like I've gone to shows before, and someone will just like pick me up and just move me out the way like a child, you know, just because they're bigger than me or something, you know. So it's kind of like, in a small town, it's definitely a lot harder to be like visibly alternative without receiving some stick, but you have to kind of get used to it if you want to live that life, you know. Like
It's and weirdly not the first time we've heard this today. Like one of the bands spoke to earlier said like one of their members is from Stroud.
Yeah.
And she said like experienced it my whole life.
Yeah.
But now we live in Bristol and it's great in Bristol.
Yeah.
So that's two votes for Bristol.
It's to Bristol to have a nice time.
Yeah. I mean, like, so I work for like an LGBTQ plus charity. Obviously, I'm based in Bristol, but it's a national charity. And like, I cover the whole of South West and South Wales, and we get a lot of young homeless people who are queer, and they just all want to move to Bristol because they're not safe in like the rural towns, or like, you know, in the valleys and stuff, or like maybe they're the only gay person they know. So it's like, it still happens. People are still getting kicked out for being queer, for being trans, for being different. Like, I mean, I wouldn't have a job if it didn't happen. I mean, which, fingers crossed, I don't want to keep my job because I would rather it doesn't happen.
Yes, absolutely.
But the need for that is mega, you know. We get thousands and thousands of referrals every year.
Oh, it baffles me. As a parent, it baffles me. Like, my 12-year-old daughter turned around to me a few years ago and was like, Dad, I think I'm gay. And I went, okay, you happy? I was like, yeah, I'm like, sorted.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not a big
Yeah,
deal.
it's easy,
like,
isn't it?
It's how did some other parent go, how dare you?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I really don't get it. Baffles
It's scary,
me.
isn't
Baffles me completely. But let's bring it back to you guys, shall we? You recently released your EP, came out in May. How's it been received? How's it been going?
Yeah, I think it's been good. I think we've got lots of good feedback. When we play it live, everyone seems to like it. And people are singing along today, which was nice because it's not
what you
been
like.
out that long, obviously, so that was nice.
moment.
Yeah, I really like that when it happens. We haven't released music for quite a while. Before the end of last year, I think it might have been like 5 years or something. So
Why was there a big gap, if you don't mind me asking?
I think like when we first started, we just released like 2 albums back to back, and then we
Okay.
just sort of like went with that. And then we were writing a new album, then it was COVID, and then we got 2 new band members.
Welcome.
Yes. So then sort of like after COVID, we basically started writing new material.
Okay.
Also, we played so much
Yeah.
in 2019. There was literally not even time to write. I think it was like 62 gigs, and we all worked full time.
Yeah.
So then you're away every single weekend,
Working Monday to Friday.
working Monday to Friday. And then it was just like, should we write a song? Oh my god, 2019 is done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like we just went a whole year without even
another one shut down.
yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, so it's like kind of like that momentum of like roller coaster to like not have the time to sit down and write, but then it was also really important to like go and play.
Yes.
So
No, absolutely. Because obviously you get that Spotify generation now, don't you? Where you go, that album was fantastic. What's next?
Yeah.
That was great.
yeah.
What's next?
Yeah, and I
Oh,
don't
shit,
like
hang
doing
on.
that. I love playing live music, and like I love all of our old songs, everything we did, and like showing the progression. And I don't want to just like push out like content. Like, you know, we're musicians, we're activists. We all have jobs. Like we can't just churn. And also we don't agree with that sort of, you know, capitalist churn.
Yeah.
Productivity equals wealth, which is also a lie. So we just do whatever we want on our own time frame.
Best way to do it, if you ask me. Best way to do it. Guys, this has been amazing. Thank you very much for taking the time to sit and chat with us. It really
Thank
means
you.
a lot.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very
Enjoy the
much.
rest of your weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, you
All right,
too.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you both.
Cheers,
you
guys.
too.
Thank you.